João Paulo was accompanied by his loyal golden retriever, Max. They were driving through a quiet countryside road. It was a serene day, and João Paulo was lost in thought, contemplating his next big meeting. As he drove, Max suddenly began to bark frantically, his tail wagging with such vigor that it threatened to knock over everything in the car. Startled by Max's outburst, João Paulo quickly pulled over to the side of the road, wondering what had caused his usually composed dog to act so strangely. He stepped out of the car and glanced around, trying to make sense of Max's behavior. The dog continued to bark and seemed to be focused on the rear tire. Curious, João Paulo crouched down and peered beneath the car. At first, he couldn't see anything unusual, but then he heard a faint squeak coming from the tire area. His heart skipped a beat as he followed the sound. Max, sensing his owner's concern, started pawing at the tire, whining softly. And then, to João Paulo's astonishment, a tiny, trembling creature emerged from the shadows. It was a toddler, no older than a year, with wide, terrified eyes and tear-streaked cheeks. The child had somehow managed to crawl under João Paulo's car, seeking refuge from an unknown danger. The sight left João Paulo stunned and horrified. He carefully scooped up the frightened toddler, cradling them in his arms, while Max nuzzled the child gently, as if to reassure them. The young child had no identification, and João Paulo knew he had to act quickly. He called the local authorities and reported the discovery, describing the location and the situation as best as he could. While they waited for help to arrive, João Paulo did his best to soothe the toddler, offering snacks and comfort from Max, who had quickly become the child's protector. As the minutes passed, João Paulo's thoughts raced. How had this child ended up beneath his car? Was there an accident or a family in distress nearby? When the authorities arrived, they quickly began their investigation. It turned out that the child had wandered away from a nearby farmhouse while their parents were briefly distracted. João Paulo's car had offered the perfect hiding spot for a frightened child seeking refuge. Relieved and grateful, the toddler was reunited with their frantic parents, who were overwhelmed with emotion. Tears of joy streamed down their faces as they thanked João Paulo for his kindness and quick thinking.